From the Timeout Overtime Studios, Frank Beck Studio Annex. This is Timeout Overtime on the Timeout Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And before we get started, as usual, if you have not done so yet, please get down there in that corner and smash that like and subscribe button. You'll be doing me a huge favor. Uh, Tigers lost yesterday. Looks like the young bats have gone cold, and that's too bad. Uh, yeah, they still got a shot at the last wild card, but we'll talk about that. Lions, Spartans, Wolverines, little review of how I thought they looked. But first, Time But Overtime is sponsored in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet at M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. And if it's time for a new to you vehicle, let the sales pros at Beck's help you choose the right vehicle. New or pre-owned, Beck's has the top selection of the tri-state area with over 200 vehicles in stock. Stop by and see for yourself, and when you're ready, ask for Russ McBorty, Chris Otis, Danny Smith, Adam Schaefer, Blake Bryant, Cameron Mincio, Bob Flint, or Peyton Lucas. And when it comes time to service that new to you vehicle, the service pros at Beck's can fix it. Any make, any model, Ford or domestic, Beck's can fix it. And if you have a bit of a crunch or fender bender, Beck's Body Shop can put it back together looking just as good as new. So for all your automotive needs, look no further than Frank Beck Chevrolet at M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville at 517-849-2886 or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck difference. Together, Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. In just a few minutes, too, I will be reminding you of a very special event which will be transpiring at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Boy, the days are going right by, aren't they? That would be a week from Saturday. Pardon me. September the 14th. That's a week from Saturday at Frank Beck Chevrolet. We will be honoring our area's first responders. I will give you all the details you need to know in that regard in just a few minutes. But Tigers lost yesterday. They got shut out 3-0. They stranded 7 or 8 base runners. They stranded runners in scoring position. Again, just the inability to get the right hit at the right time. It's no clutch hitting. And in fact, what have the Tigers scored now in their last 3 games? The Tigers have only scored 6 runs now in their last 3 games. Pitching hasn't really been that bad at all, but for some strange reason, a quirk in the schedule today. They played yesterday. They've got today off. They've got night games in San Diego at Petco tomorrow night. And, boy, this is Tuesday already. Tomorrow night and Thursday night. And Carter Montero is going for the Tigers tomorrow night. He's got an ERA of 5.17. He's going to be opposed by Yu Darvish. Darvish has a very nifty ERA of 3.20. I don't like the sound of that. Thursday night, we got Casey Mize, 2-6, 4.36. Pardon me, going up against Martin Perez. He's 4-5. 4-5 with an ERA of 4.71. Now, I don't know. Their situation right now, they're chasing Kansas City for that last wild card spot. The Royals have lost 6 in a row. They're reeling right now. Maybe they've run out of gas, but where the Tigers are right now, they're 70-69. Let me take a slug of water here before I try to figure this out for you. I'm trying to realistically look at any path, reasonable path they would have to making the playoffs and getting that last wild card spot. They're 70-69 now. If they would just split the next 2 in San Diego, now you're 71-70. in 171 games. I'm sorry, 141 games. You have 21 left in those last 21 games. You'd probably have to go. What? 15, yeah, 15 and 6 in the last 21 just to have a shot. Now, after they're done with San Diego, they do have 6 with the A's and the Rockies. Go 5-1 there. I mean, look, let's face it, their odds of making the playoffs right now with each loss are becoming more and more remote. And if somehow when they get to this series in Kansas City, let me check the schedule here a second. It's September 16th, 17th, and 18th. They've got 3 night games in Kansas City. If they can roll in there 2 or 3 games back, maybe they'd have a shot. It would almost take a miracle finish on their part. You'd be a little more encouraged if they were hitting, but they're not right now. So, and by the way, with 3 more night games coming up this week that don't start until about 9:45, 2 in San Diego and 1 in Oakland. If you were at all considering staying up to watching these games, my advice to you would be to crawl into bed and forget it. Okay. I doubt very much that it's going to happen. Hey, I would be, just finish with 82 wins, have a winning season, 82 and 80. Because with everything that's going on for them this year, I think you win 82 and 80. I think you got to make AJ Hinch a great candidate for manager of the year. What he and Chris Fetter have done with his pitching staff is sensational. It's been miraculous. So, yeah. Torkelson has been hitting better since he came back up. But between he and Riley Green, Cole Keith is in a horrendous slump right now. I don't think he's had a hit in his last 5 or 6 games. Chase Young has not done much. Dylan Dingler, Sweeney, none of these guys. They just second youngest team in baseball, and they're just not hitting right now. And that's too bad. They're wasting a lot of good pitching. So, as I said, Kyler Montero goes tomorrow night, but they probably aren't going to do much against Yu Darvish. I don't know. I don't know much about Martin Perez, who pitches on Thursday night. But if he could just try to win one of the next 2. You got 6 with Oakland. I'm sorry, 6 with Oakland and Colorado combined. So I don't think it's going to happen. And like I said, if you were considering staying up late this week to watch these games, you got to go to work the next morning. My advice to you would be to crawl into bed and simply forget it. Okay. And that's all we're going to say about the Tigers right now. We're going to move on here. Tell you what I thought of both Michigan and Michigan State before we have a little bit on the Lions. By the way, hit and misses. FYI for your info, former Tiger now, Joey Wentz has been claimed off waivers by the Pittsburgh Pirates. I have to admit, I didn't even know the Tigers put him on waivers. And if you didn't hear yesterday, the big event on Netflix, Joey Chestnut defeated Kobayashi 83-66. What do I mean by that? Previous to this, in the 4th of July contests, you were allowed to dip the bun in water and eat it separately from the hot dog. You couldn't do that in this contest yesterday. You had to eat the bun and the hot dog all in one. In 10 minutes, Chestnut put away 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Kobayashi, 66. Congratulations to Joey Chestnut. But again, I'd like to talk to a gut doctor and ask them what that does to your stomach, your gut, your intestines. I don't know. It can't be good, whatever it is. It just, there was something else too I wanted to pass along to you, and I don't see it right now. But yeah, Joey Wentz has been claimed off waivers uh, by the Pirates, and there was something else too. The top 100 prospects now in Major League Baseball list has been revised, and the kid they got from from the Dodgers for Jack Flaherty, Tyrone Lorenzo, is 90th ranked on that list. Apparently, he's been doing very well at West Michigan. I think Max Clark has cooled off a little bit. Anyway, what I wanted to remind you about coming up, as I said, a week from Saturday at Frank Beck Chevrolet in Hillsdale, or on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Saturday, September the 14th, Bex will be celebrating their ninth annual Salute to First Responders. This year, there will be a special tribute to the Hillsdale County Sheriff's Department for all the right reasons. So bring the kids, let them get up close to emergency vehicles, meet police and firefighters, play games, and more. There will be a free lunch. You sign up for prizes as we celebrate the area's first responders. Plus, there will be a poker run as well. Again, that's Saturday, September the 14th at Frank Beck Chevrolet between 10 and 2 on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. I think you can get more info on the web at frankbeckchevy.com, especially that day. Stop by, and I want you to experience the Frank Beck difference on that day. We will be doing the timeout show from out there as I take a slug of water here. We'll be doing the timeout show from out there Saturday morning. And bring the kids, bring the family. I promise you it would be a fun-filled, fun-filled day for the whole family. I apologize. I've been going through this thing where I start talking, and then after a while, there's not much coming out. So if you're not hearing me very well, I apologize for that. Fun-filled day for the whole family at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Saturday, September the 14th. If you haven't put a big circle around that day on your calendar yet or put it in your phone, please do so. I can promise you, you and the kids will both have a very fun time out there. Like I said, we were there last year. It was a lot of fun. And so for a very, very, very special event, Saturday, September the 14th. We look forward to seeing you folks out there. Thank you. If you missed it last night, Boston College beat obviously a very overranked Florida State team, 28-13. Florida started out as the 10th ranked team in the country. I had them in my Final Four, getting a first round bye, winning the ACC. Obviously, that's going to happen. Boston College, I thought looked pretty good, but Florida State Seminoles, big disappointment. Just like, in spite of the fact that Michigan and Michigan State both won their openers, I wasn't impressed with either one. Now, Michigan first. Look, obviously they have a very good defense. They've got a defensive back, Will Johnson, who will be in the NFL next year, no doubt. They've got two NFL caliber defensive tackles. That defense will have to carry them this year, as will their kicker, Dominic Zavada. Made all 6 of his kicks, 3 field goals and 3 extra points. Looks like they got a real diamond in the rough there in Zavada. He looked good. I have no doubt one day he will be kicking in the NFL. And you look on the offensive side of it, you've got an NFL caliber tight end in Lovelace, who had a good game Saturday night. As for Alex Orji, the Michigan quarterback, I think he did all right. Look, the line, we're so used to Michigan having a very good offensive line, and it's not right now. And as far as Donovan Edwards goes, I don't know what his problem is. Yeah, do they miss Blake Corum? Of course they do. Yeah. By the way, we'll see Blake Corum when the Rams come here Sunday night. So Michigan plays Texas at the Big House on Saturday. They are 7.5-point dogs. I looked at that, I can't remember the last time the Wolverines were 7.5-point dogs at home. I honestly see this because of their defense and because they have such a good kicker. I see this as a one-score game. Obviously, Texas is very good. To me, that this game comes down to Michigan's defense against the Longhorns' offense. It's a new kickoff on Fox 47 on Saturday. As far as Michigan State goes, 140 yards and penalties. I don't think Aiden Shiles looked very good. I wasn't very impressed with him. Now, granted, this is Jonathan Smith's first year. It was his first game. Look, I expect Michigan to look better than they did Saturday. But I don't think they'll look that much better that they're going to beat Texas. I see it as a one-score game, but I see Texas winning. State, 8.5-point dogs at Maryland against the Terrapins. I think Maryland will cover the 8.5. But again, I'm not giving you this info to go out and make a bet. I'm just giving you my opinion. So, I thought maybe the Spartans would have a shot at winning 6 games this year and getting back to a bowl game. That's not going to happen. I'm sticking with my prediction for Michigan. I think they'll go 9-3, and it's not like it was now in the past where you pretty much, if you lost one game, you were all done as far as any postseason aspirations went. Now you can go 10-2 or 9-3 and still make the playoffs. I think the Wolverines are going 9-3. Whether or not they make the playoffs, that's another story. I'll let you know after I watch this game against Texas next week. I want to see Little Boy yet. ESPN, again, has done it again. They pulled the plug. I'm sorry. DirecTV has pulled the plug on both ESPN and ABC. So if you've got DirecTV right now, you've got my sympathy. You will not be seeing any college football or Monday Night Football. This is a constant occurrence. And like I said, if you got DirecTV, you got my sympathy. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently, DirecTV is telling their customers you can get a $20 monthly credit, but you have to go to a specific website and fill out some kind of a form. So it sounds like you'd have to have some kind of a degree in tech services in order to get that done. It's sad, just very sad. I think people with Dish Network did not have access to ABC for almost 2 years before they got that resolved. Anyway, before we get to the Lions, and a couple of things. This word for a good man, because without his assistance, I wouldn't be able to do this. And that's Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Waldron Street, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Any tech service needs at all that you might have, whether it be computers, new or used. Maybe your computer now needs some work done on it, need a little tweaking. Flat screen TV setup, mounting and programming, internet service, printers, new or used, anything at all. Anything has to do with tech services. This is the guy you want to see. Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Waldron Street. His phone number is 517-610-5372. Better still get in there and see him again. As I said, that's at 37 Waldron Street in downtown Hillsdale. And when you do, tell him Mickey and I sent you, as I got to reach for more water yet. Or I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this. Hang on a second. Boy. The last time I looked, the Lions were still 3.5-point favorites for their Sunday night matchup on NBC against the Rams. As far as the injury front goes, there's good news and bad news, because it looks as if Ife Melifonwu has an Achilles issue. It's just been very slow to heal, so he probably more than likely will not be playing. He will not be active Sunday night, and it's also the case with DJ Reader. The Lions were actually targeting the second game of the year against Tampa Bay for him to make his Lion debut. So if he doesn't play, you've got Levi Onwuzurike, Ali McNeil, Josh Paschal, even the rookie Wingo out of LSU, who could all see a lot of action Sunday night. And if DJ Reader is not active Sunday night, I think the Lions will bring up defensive tackle Kyle Peckel from the practice squad. He may even see some action too. The good news is these guys who will be playing: Sam Laporta, Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, Jahmyr Gibbs, Malcolm Rodriguez. They'll all be good to go. They're practicing now, and they're going to be good to go. So the Lions named their team captains for this year. 5 who were captains last year: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, and Alex Anzalone. The new addition is Aiden Hutchinson. Hutch is the 6th and last captain on that list for the Lions this year. Kind of unusual, I think, to have six captains, but those are the 6: Hutch, St. Brown, Maybin, Goff, Sewell, and Anzalone are your Lion captains for this year. By the way, I was talking a little bit last week about the practice squad and rules and regulations in that regard. Something I neglected to tell you, and that was that practice squad players do get paid, by the way, paid pretty good. Players with 2 or fewer seasons actually get $12,500 a week per week. So if you multiply that times the 18 weeks, they're making a pretty good chunk of change here. That's about $225,000. That's not bad, practice squad players. So don't feel too sorry for them. They make pretty good money. Not what the guys, and they're not the millionaires that the guys on the team are, but they still do all right. I found that a little surprising and interesting. A couple of things. ESPN has come out with their season simulation. They do this before the start of every NFL season. Season simulation. They've got the Lions defeating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And in order to get to the Super Bowl, they've got the Lions defeating both the Bears and the 49ers. So, the ESPN season simulation. I found that interesting. Also, too, one thing before I forget, ESPN, they came up with this last week, FBI rankings. FBI rankings, 1 through 10. Number 1, the Niners, with a score of 11. They share that with Kansas City. They're tied. Both come in with scores of 11. 3, they've got the Baltimore Ravens at 10.6, and the Lions at 10.6. The Bills are 5, Dallas 6, the Bengals 7, Eagles 8, Texans 9, and the Packers round out that list at number 10. By the way, the Lions have the 7th hardest schedule in the league this year. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Before we sign off here, I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out. I don't think we did. Okay. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the weather, because it looks like it's going to be heating up. It gets 85 Thursday with a little humidity to match. Uh, Again, I apologize here. Oh, I did one before I forget too. I'll remind you about this on Thursday night as well. But Andy and Jed will be doing a local county, Hillsdale County Game of the Week every Friday night. And this week on Friday, it will be Waldron at Litchfield, 7 o'clock Friday on WCSR. Tune in for that as the Waldron Spartans travel to Litchfield to take on the Terriers. 7 o'clock Friday night, Andy and Jed, the WCSR Hillsdale County Game of the Week. I didn't want to leave that out. I wrote it down. I think I pretty much covered everything now. Again, I apologize for the voice. Hopefully, when this winter turns for good, as I say, I think Thursday we've got the high of 85 with a little humidity to match. Rain Friday, another cold front coming. If you look at the weather for this weekend, to me it looks like October. But I'm glad to see fall on the way because I've had my fill of the heat and humidity. And like I said, I've had this issue from the neck up all summer long. So we get a frost, I think I'll be feeling a lot better. But that's going to about do it for us. As I said, don't forget the Time Out Show with Andy, Jed, and I every Saturday morning here locally on WCSR from 9 to 10 at 92.1 FM. And if I have a voice and I'm not sneezing, I will talk to you again on Thursday. That holiday kind of messed things up this week, too. So remember, treat each other with respect. Have a good rest of your evening. So long, everybody.